And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize for jumping into this a little bit late. I forgot that I turned off the scene switcher. But we are diving into the lower bracket finals. We just barely missed out on the openers. Thankfully, nothing did go on. And in the top left-hand corner, we have the Ukrainian Protoss, the red Protoss, looking for revenge after going down to his opponent earlier in the tournament. Representing CSO Esports, it is Rostok. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the English Zerg player looking to pull it off once again, to take down his opponent for a second time. Representing the Platinum Heroes, it is Eva. Predictions are open for another minute or so. Not for too long, but for another minute. Predictions are open, so place your bets in the chat for how you think this series will turn out. Again, this is a rematch from earlier in the day, and these two went all the way to the ace match. Fun fact, this is the only series that went to the ace match so far, and they may be looking to do so again, as we do have that rematch underway. We saw Rostok thrive and also be hyper-aggressive. The same can be said for Eba as well. The last time they faced off on a hard lead, it did go into the mid-game. We saw Hydra Lurker Viper against a Robo-heavy composition with Blink Stalkers as well. So we'll see if that does come to pass. For the time being, though, we do have our Stargate thrown down. So a Stargate opener out of Rostok. We saw him play around a lot previously with Glaive Adepts with mixed success, and it looks like this time, at least on hard lead, is going to be avoiding those Adepts. He's going to be coming in for a scout, slipping into the main base, into the natural, getting a full scout of the main, getting eyes on the tech, on the Stargate, at least. Oh, we got a probe. Good pickup here from Eba. Gets a probe. He does get eyes on the first unit of choice as well. Does see the Oracle on the way. Does not get a second probe though. But at least does get eyes on the tech. And this tells Eba that he is safe to drone and just focus on Queen production. We do not need any Lings. Do not need much more at all here. As yeah, Eba can just focus on his economy. Meanwhile, Rostok going into a very fast Twilight Council. That is a Twilight Council before third base. A very aggressive follow-up here from Rostok. This is, I imagine, going to be for Glaive Adepts. We saw how fond he was of it in the previous series, and we're doubling down. That is 4 gates in total with the Twilight Council. Show us the Glaives. Meanwhile, the Oracle does get across the map. Threatening the mineral lines, is going to find a drone. Doesn't quite get a second though. Takes a lot of hits. Oh my god. Taking a lot of damage here from the Queens. Eba was in position, and there it is. Glaives are on the way. Eba, for the time being, doesn't know. He has an Overlord here outside the natural. Ling's going to be moving out. This third base is delayed. I wonder if Eba is going to take note of that. Again, the reason why this third base is delayed is because of this tech. Ling's going to be checking the linear third, now the triangular third. They do get eyes on the Nexus. Roach Warren is already on the way. A decent timing here for the Roach Warren. Should come out in time for the aggression, for the push. So really good read here out of Eba. Very safe play. And Eba is pushing out. Okay, just trying to get a read on what's going on. There is no Robo with this, so the Adepts are going to be shading across the map. The Adepts are seen! We have confirmation. We know. Back at home, lair in production. So this lair is important for the counterattack. It is going to grant access to Roach speed and also Overseers in case we have DTs to worry about for that detection. And here you go. The Adepts are on the way. We're getting into Overlord speed, actually. Okay. Everyone's speed on the way. We have a handful of Roaches of Queens. They come forward. So far, clutch transfuse, but one Queen goes down. We commit to the shade. We get into the natural base. Boys are being pulled off the mineral line. And so far, very limited economic damage. We get 5. Oh, it's ramping up. We got 5 drone kills. We're going to get a 6th. Going to get a 7th as well. 8 worker kills so far. Not bad. After all is said and done, Rostok, he does take an economic lead. He escapes with a handful of Adepts, and he is getting into his follow-up. He's getting into +1, a Blink, and Immortal production. Oh, but I love this from Eva. He takes down the Overlord, the Oracle. Okay, so because of the fast lair, we get Dropper Lords. Overlord speed has kicked in as well. So we are going for a massive counterattack. No roach speed, bear that in mind, but we may not need it because Eva's going for a big all-in. Cutting workers here at 40. Rostok has droned up to 60, by the way. 60 workers here for Rostok. What is his army looking like? He has one immortal sentries. The queens that dropped on top of the army. The Biles! No, we're trapped. The Biles, they connect with the sentries. Overcharge, putting in a lot of work. We are spreading creep. We can transfuse. The boys, they have to be pulled. The shield battery goes down. Good juggling as well, keeping the queens alive. One queen may go down. We barely keep it alive. The juggling is too good. GG gets called, and Eva will defend against the Blade Adepts and go all in. Takes down Rostok, or takes game one. Whew. GG. GG, well played. I love that, again, against the Glaive Adept follow-up from Rostok, we immediately went into not just a fast lair, but Overlord speed as well, anticipating a counterattack, getting ready for that next step. The planning there from Eba was on point, and just like that, Eba takes game number one. But as a reminder, a similar thing happened the first time they faced, where Eba took game one, and Rostok took game two and forced the ace match. And I'm hoping we can do that again. I'm hoping we can get a little bit more out of these two players. Gibbs, man, Gibbs. I'm greedy like that. I want more. And we'll see if we can get it as we are loading into that next game on Oceanborn. Here we go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player representing CSO Esports. Down in this series, we're looking to fight back. It is Rostok. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the English Zerg player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Eva. Eva. Let's go. As again, Rostok once again trying to rely on those Glaive Adepts with mixed success. Did do some decent economic damage, that is true, but he did not quite recognize the follow-up that was upon him. The counter all in, which did catch him off guard. And we'll see if Rostok will shift gears a little bit as we head towards game number 2. So far, Probe coming in for a scout, Eba going for a hatch gas pool, standard opener out of Eba, nothing too crazy. Not going for a 15-15 or anything like that. Not going for anything too aggressive either. Hatch gas pool. Hatch gas pool out of our Zerg player. Likewise, a gate expand into a Cybercore from Rostok. Standard openers all around as we settle ourselves into the mid game. As we attempt to. For now, we're waiting for our tech of choice. We're on Oceanborn, relatively short rush distance by ground. I'm curious if Rostok is tempted to go into a Twilight Council opener. I want to see a Stargate. I want to see a mid game, but we'll see. It's going to be on Rostok here. Once the Cybercore finishes, we'll see what he throws down. Show us what you got. Meanwhile, we see Eba just kind of chilling back at home as well, just focusing on droning. Should be seeing a third hatchery momentarily. And our tech of choice is going to be the Twilight Council. Here we go. So once again, it looks like a Glaive Adept opener out of Rostok. I mean, I say once again, I'm talking about the previous series. In the last game, of course, it was Stargate into Glaives, or into a third base afterwards as well. This is a straight up Twilight Council opener. Now, this doesn't have to be Glaive Adepts. This could also be a Dark Shrine, but we have pulled out a gas. That means it is Glaives. Let's go. Gateways are on the way. It's looking like, once again, the variation without the robo. So this is looking like a more economic Glaive Adept opener instead. There we go. 3 gates in total, no robo. As we spoke about previously, and to reiterate, if you weren't here for the first series, this is a kind of a more modern variation of Glaive Adepts, where this actually leads into a faster third. Usually you open up with a robo alongside this, you get into an immortal follow-up or a disruptor follow-up, and you go for a delayed third. But without a robo, you have excess resources here to go for a third base. Meanwhile, Eva is going all in. Actually, I'm not too sure if I'm fond of this from Eva. Here we go. The Lings are coming in. Boys have been pulled to try to mineral walk past the wall. And Eva's just link flooding. First Adept is going to be going down. The Lings, the drones, they do manage to get past the Adept. Boys are being pulled, and we do have a second Adept that's about to barely go down. The Lings are flooding in. They bust through the wall. Probes are going down. Shield battery is not done. A clutch force field, but it's not good enough. Stalkers are falling. We get a full surround. Eva just cutting workers at 20 and just flooding nothing but Lings. 3 drones. 2 of them managed to escape. They live to tell the tale. And it looks like Eva has broken the natural. Pylon goes down, and Artosis Pylon canceling the warp in. GG gets called. And Eva will take game number 2 and the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. And Eva will take it in the end, advancing on to the grand finals for a rematch. My condolences to Rostok. My condolences there, but again, Rostok, he was unable to scout. He didn't send his first couple of adepts across the map to actually get a read on what was going on whether or not Eva was droning or not. As we noticed a little bit late ourselves, Eva wasn't droning. As soon as I saw the Lings in production, I was like, hold up. I was like, I've been hyperfixated on the Protoss when I should have been hyperfixated on the Zerg player as well, as Eva just sending everything across the map, cutting workers at 20, even pulling some boys to mineral walk past the initial units to get us around, to deny the shield battery and the wall. Very well done. Very well executed there, and yeah, here we go. We have our finals.